Hi guys, Julian here at Scripttutor Pro. Today we're going to look at ways to pitch a TV show to Netflix and other networks like a pro. So let's dive in. Learning how to pitch a TV show is just as important to learn as writing the script itself. You can write the best pilot in history, but if you don't know how to pitch it, it's unlikely your show will ever get produced. Apart from great writing, you need to be able to convince the financial gatekeepers, also known as executives, that your idea has the originality, longevity, and wow factor to turn it into a successful series and turn over a tidy profit. To do so, you will need to learn how to pitch a TV show. But what does pitch mean exactly? What kind of pitch should you put together in order to sell them on your big idea? What should you include in such a document? How should it be tailored to suit the particular entity you're pitching it to? We'll aim to answer these queries by running through the means and methods behind pitching a variety of documents to different TV media. Just like with a feature screenplay, it all begins and ends with the concept. A TV script lives and dies by its concept, the core idea behind the show that will make people want to watch the pilot and keep watching the series. The cable and streaming world in particular have never been bolder creatively than they are today. So you must really put in the effort to make sure your show's concept stands out from the pack. The logline, otherwise known as elevator pitch. The way to do this is to come up with a script logline, a short 1 or 2 sentence summary of your TV show's core idea. It should be short and snappy enough to engage an exec during a chance encounter in an elevator, hence the term elevator pitch. For example, let's say your logline for a new TV show is, when a mother's young son disappears, she must fight to get him back. This is fine as an initial idea for a TV script, but it's missing that wow factor. A boy just going missing by itself is not interesting or original enough a concept to sustain a full TV series. But how about this? When a young boy disappears from a quiet 1980s suburban town, his mother, friends, and the police chief must confront terrifying alien forces in order to get him back. In other words, once the initial concept is expanded upon to create a unique world and situation we've never seen before, you have Stranger Things, the expanded logline. However, as opposed to feature script loglines, in TV it's sometimes necessary to prefix a TV logline with a few more specific elements noting the channel, time slot, and length. In other words, is your show for cable, streaming, or a network? Will it be shown in the morning or a prime time? Is it a half-hour show or 1 hour? Our Stranger Things logline therefore could become this. The show is a primetime, hour-long sci-fi comedy thriller about a young boy who disappears from a quiet 1980s suburban town, and his mother, friends, and a police chief must confront terrifying alien forces in order to get him back. Tighten the concept. Once you think your logline is strong enough, put it out of mind for a couple of weeks. Then go back to it and ask yourself the following questions. Is this concept truly original? Will this idea stand out from the pack? What makes this show's world unique? What am I showing viewers they've never seen before? If after this you're not sure if the concept is really a knockout, it probably isn't. In which case, it's time to go back and brainstorm ways to make it better. Get feedback. Once you think your show's idea is truly exceptional, tell other people about it. See how they respond. It's hard to feign enthusiasm, so this will tell you a lot. You can email people your idea, but telling them face-to-face is probably the best method as you'll get a real-time gut reaction. Does the person seem nonplussed? Or are they genuinely excited? Do they respond with something along the lines of, I wish I thought of that, or that's freaking awesome? If not, your idea might still need tweaking. This process of getting feedback on your concept from other people or a script consultancy is essential, rather than just deciding it's good enough by yourself. How to pitch a TV pilot? Write a rocking script. Once you're 100% certain your idea is rock solid, it's time for the hard part, writing a script that lives up to the concept. Generally, any pitch package will entail completing a finished pilot script to go with the logline. This should give the executive a sense of your writing style and the general direction the story is headed in. As you write, make sure every aspect relates back to the core concept. Stay true to that initial idea that got you excited to write it in the first place, and this enthusiasm will come across in your writing. Again, once the script's done, put it out of sight and mind for at least 2 weeks. Then ask someone you know, preferably who works in the industry, or a script consultant to give you feedback on your pilot. Only once your concept and script are locked tight is it time to learn how to create a pitch document for a TV show. Given the greater need for specificity in television formats than features, a TV pitch also typically requires a pitch document. This is a concisely worded tract which breaks down the concept, marketability, and long-term vision of the prospective show. Particularly in the realm of cable and streaming TV, it's preferable to create what's called a series Bible, otherwise known as Bible. Your show Bible should go into greater detail about the potential program's aesthetic choices, dramatic arcs, and pop culture reference points. Though there is no one set length, we recommend not preparing a pitch document any shorter than 6 to 7 pages. This is due to the sheer amount of topics you should address in it. Create an interesting title that touches on the main theme of the story or the dramatic tension faced by your character. Logline, a punchy yet impactful summation of the story concept. No more than 2 sentences, ideally 1. A logline for a narrative series will usually delve into the particular circumstances and conflict that drives the plot forward. Synopsis, a broad overview of the series, making clear the world it's set in and the dynamics between the characters. This is of particular importance from a commercial perspective to a network, because you're highlighting the most compelling thematic facets of the series. This could be accomplished in a few paragraphs, or a number of pages, so long as the writing itself is polished and reads at a nice clip. Characters. Describe your protagonist and other key players in the show. Speak to their backgrounds as well as their current lifestyle in a paragraph or so. Explain the way in which they view the world, how they see themselves and how they relate to other people. Find their flaws, their quirks, and their unique peccadillos that make them tick. Future episodes. A list of 8 to 13 descriptions of potential future episodes, something akin to a logline for each one. All of these elements put together should broadly address the following. How are your primary characters and your character's world unique? What makes the audience care about these characters? What are their complexities and their flaws? What drives them to make the choices they make? Why do you as a writer feel the need to tell this particular story? What do you want the audience to take away from it? What is the overall tone of the show? If possible, compare it to a combination of other existing programs or movies. Track the character arcs over the course of the entire season to show how the characters evolve throughout it. A broad, big picture look at the story of the first season, which outlines its major beats and movements. What makes this show stand out from the pack? Why should they greenlight your vision over any number of similar competing ones? You'll find TV show pitch examples in the description below. Your pitch document / series Bible should complete a pitch package that looks something like this. Logline or elevator pitch document or series Bible, TV pilot script. Once you have all these and have received positive professional feedback on your script, it's time to learn how to pitch a TV show to a cable or streaming channel. At this point, streaming and cable services have become a de facto part of everyday life. Millions subscribe to companies like Netflix, Amazon, and HBO. But if you're hoping to get all those eyeballs on your show, you'll first need to learn how to pitch a TV show the right way. The bad news is most cable / streaming services have no unsolicited submissions policy. This means if you don't yet have an agent or manager, you most likely won't be able to send them your script. However, all is not lost. Later in the video, we go into some strategies and tactics you can use to get your foot in the door without an agent or manager. For example, Amazon Studios did offer an unsolicited submission program, but that ended on June 30th, 2018. With this in mind, the first step towards being able to pitch a TV show to almost any cable or streaming platforms is to gain representation. Also, it's very difficult to pitch a TV series to a streaming, cable, or network company unless you already have a track record of working in television or film. Once these boxes are checked, and assuming you have a kick-ass logline and script, below you'll find a TV show pitch example that sums up the materials necessary for a successful Netflix pitch document. TV show pitch example, Stranger Things. Here's the first page of the TV pitch document for their smash hit Stranger Things. Back then it was called Montauk. You can read and download the entire Stranger Things series Bible here. This particular TV show pitch example runs an impressive 23 pages, though it is peppered with numerous stylized images. Given that Netflix is something of a disruptor in the entertainment industry, they're looking for more dynamic, out-of-the-box choices that other platforms might. They also put less of a premium on seeing multiple season arcs than some of the more traditionally minded competitors. Once you have your logline, series Bible, and script, you're then ready to submit to a streaming or cable company via your agent or manager. Or pass your materials along to someone you know who works at Netflix, HBO, Amazon, etc. If these aren't options, we'll show you some real-world strategies on how to pitch a TV show to Netflix and more at the end of the video. How to pitch a television show to a network. Unlike cable and streaming services, network TV is a somewhat more rigid and traditional arena in which to pitch your TV series. For one thing, the networks actually operate on a particular schedule. This is mostly centered around the so-called pilot season. It begins with scripts being ordered in January and ends with casting and production crews being assembled by mid-spring. In June or July of the year prior to said season, you would pitch your work to a studio, which can be thought of as a sort of bank. If they like your idea, they will then advance you, as show creator, the finances to produce a pilot. This pilot is then shopped around to the networks, looking for a pickup to series. Networks are essentially renting out these shows for one premiere airing and a few repeats. So if the show costs more to produce than what the network will pay upfront, which is usually the case, then the studio must finance the deficit. Studios that create network TV are looking for much more of a safe bet, and this desire that should be reflected in your pitch document. Unlike Netflix, they're only greenlighting a pilot rather than an entire season's worth of content. So you need to prove to them that you have enough gas in the tank, story-wise, to allow for future episodes and seasons. In addition to writing a pilot script, you might even want to consider writing a second or third episode to give an even better idea of where things are headed. Netflix is essentially a bottomless pit of money and resources. A studio, though, is making a fairly speculative investment by taking on your pitch. TV show pitch example, New Girl. For a Prime TV pitch document example, read this official pitch for Fox's hit show New Girl. Top 4 strategies. Place highly in a screenwriting contest. Not all contests have TV script categories, but do some research and submit, and if you win or place in at least the top 5, doors may start to open. I'm going to put a list of the best screenwriting contests out there in the description below. Upload your TV show online. Screenplay submission sites, like the Blacklist, are used by many aspiring TV writers to get their work noticed by industry professionals. Most require a fee of some kind to place your script on them, so proceed with caution. Here are some ideas on how to sell a screenplay you may find useful. Find success in a different medium first. If your idea for a TV show first gets published as a novel or receives millions of hits online as a web series, you'll have a ready-made built-in audience. Developing a successful existing IP will go a long way to convincing execs you have what it takes to make them money. Get a job at a streaming, cable, network, or reality platform. If you're unable to walk right into an executive's office and hand them your script, why not get a position at the kind of company you'd like to write for? Working in the mailroom, as an intern or assistant, or on set will provide you with a network who can help your career. It's a long road learning how to pitch a TV show to a network, cable, or streaming company. But if you're willing to put in the work outlined in this video, you'll get there. Enter contests, submit your scripts to online submission sites. Soon you'll be able to land yourself an agent and manager who will be able to guide you through the tricky waters of how to pitch a TV show. Pitch documents/series bibles are as varied and multifaceted as the content they aim to sell. Depending on the platform, market, or discipline you're trying to work in, the nature of your pitch can veer into entirely different directions. That said, one unifying principle remains. You must have a clear and concise idea of what it is you're looking to do and why. The more firm and specific your reasoning, and the better you can explain it on the page, the more likely it is that someone of importance in the industry will eventually say the magic word, yes. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like the content. Also, if you would like your script read by a professional, check out the link in the description below. Thank you so much. Take care.